Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we're going to talk about or discuss rather the Louis Vuitton price increases that happened on February. Now I have a tradition going on. I kind of do this every time there's a price increase with Louis Vuitton. I come on here and show you guys like the pictures of the bag that I'm talking about. I tell you what the price was before the price increase and then I tell you what it is now. So it's kind of is become a tradition now. And we're gonna kind of do it the same way this time. I think I asked you guys in my last video if you guys like the format that I was showing you in, like have the picture of the bag on the screen and then you have before prices at the bottom and then you have after prices. So I think you guys do like that format, so we're going to continue on with that format. It is a lot of work because it's a lot of like screenshots and stuff like that from the website itself, but I think you guys like it, so we're going to continue down that road. And as far as the bags that I'm going to talk about today, I think I'm going to focus on like the most popular handbags and SLGs. There's obviously like so many other handbags and SLGs that have gone up in price too, but I think it's really difficult to talk about all the bags and SLGs into just one video. So I'll probably, like I said, talk about the most popular ones and also the most shocking ones. I have a list right here. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. But basically, yeah, like I said, I'm going to be talking about like the most popular ones. And then I'll tell you what it was before. I'll tell you what it was after. I'll insert the picture of the bag over here so you guys know what I'm talking about exactly. Because sometimes like you've heard the name, but you have not seen the bag, or you've seen the bag, but you don't know what it's called, that kind of thing. So I think seeing a picture of it definitely helps. And now without further ado, let's just jump on to talking about the price increases. All right, let's start off with the one that surprised me the most, which is the Neverfull. And Neverfull MM, it used to be $16.90 and now it is $20.30, which increased in price by like $340 US. And that's a lot for like one time increase. That's quite a bit. I don't know how much it is in percentages, but it's quite a bit. And same thing with GM and PM. I mean, they all increased by $340. GM used to be $17.60, now it is at $2,100, and PM used to be $16.20, now it is $19.60. So it blows my mind how much of an increase it was. And honestly, I used to think that Neverfull is a perfect starter piece. It's less than $2,000. Like even if you add taxes, like it comes to just around $2,000. So it was just a perfect starter piece. But I don't know if I still think the same way, if I still feel the same way. I got my Neverfull back in 2019 and it was $1,320 at the time. So with taxes, I paid like close to $1,400. And now it's $20.30. Like in just 2 years, it has gone up in prices by $600. I think that's quite a bit. But there you have Neverfull. Now moving on to Speedy 20. This is the one that was just a recent launch, and I'm surprised that even they increased prices on recent launches too. I mean, they do it every year anyways. So not a huge surprise, but I'm happy to say that they increased it by $140. So it used to be $18.90 and now it is at $20.30. So same price as the Neverfull. And yeah, so it increased in price by $140, which I know is not a small amount, but considering the fact that Neverfull increased by $340, I think this is still good. Moving on to Speedy 25. Speedy 25, and this is the bandolier version. It used to be $16.90 and now it is $18.20. So it increased in price by $130. Once again, not too bad. I mean, I kind of expected it to be around $100, so I'm not that surprised. I did get my Speedy in last year, so 2021 earlier, and I paid like $1,400 something for it, if I remember it correctly. I'll put the exact price up on the screen if I can find the receipt somewhere. But I feel like, I personally feel like Speedy has not gone up in price like that much. But that's just me. Speedy 30 is $17.40 and it's now it's $18.90, so increase of $150. And then Speedy 35 was $1,800 and now it is $19.60, so $160. So I think I can see kind of the trend here, like smaller size has less increase and then bigger size has more increase, where we didn't see this in Neverfull. Like all the sizes increased by exactly the same amount, you know? Now moving on to the classic Speedy. So classic Speedy 25 used to be $13.50 and now it's at $14.90. So it's got $140 increase. And then classic Speedy 30, it used to be $13.70 and now it's $15.50. So it's got increase of $180, quite a bit. And another thing with classic Speedy is that it doesn't really come with strap. There's only really one way to wear it, like top handle. So I feel like this is kind of like a little ridiculous to pay almost $1,500 plus taxes for a bag that doesn't even have a strap. But hey, if you like classic Speedy, if you really like that top handle look, then by all means it's great. But like for me, I feel like it's just, I don't know, it doesn't really make sense to pay $1,500 for a bag and then not even get a strap with it. Moving on, my favorite Alma BB. So Alma BB used to be $16.20 and now it is $17.60, so $140 increase. And then Alma PM is, or was I should say, $18.20 and now it is at $19.60, so $140 of price increase. And I also want to throw out there that Alma BB, so Alma BB, I got mine in 2020, so it's been 2 years. And I paid 13 something. I remember paying about 1,400 for it, including taxes. So I guess Alma BB in 2 years, it has gone up by like about, I don't know, like right now it's $1,760. It used to be about 1,300, so like $400-ish, which is, I don't know. I honestly, I don't know how I feel about it. Let me know down below how you feel about increase in Alma BB. But if you talk about Alma BB in the Epi leather version, it used to be $18.20 and now it is $19.60. So also $140 increase. So I feel like all the Almas got $140 increase. Yeah. Moving on to the Bumbag. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys heard that Bumbag is going to be discontinued. So I honestly didn't expect it to have price increase, especially because if it's going to be discontinued, I don't really see a point of having a price increase. But I guess they still want to have more money for it, just for the last few pieces left. So it used to be $1,900 and now it is at $2,030. So $130 increase. And this is the canvas version of the Bumbag. Now keep in mind, I feel like they really like this 2030 number. Many bags have this 2030 number. I think you guys will see later on. I'm going to talk about Neo No Way. I think that one's also going to be 2030, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Taking a step back, Bumbag in the leather version used to be $21.20 and now it's at $2,300. So it increased by $180. Now moving on to Palm Springs Mini, the famous Palm Springs Mini. This one was $2,300 and now it's at $2,440. So it's got $140 price increase. I got my Palm Springs Mini just a couple of months ago. So in December is when I got my Palm Springs Mini, and unfortunately I could not beat the price increase that happened in October. So before October, Palm Springs Mini was $1,990, I think, $1,900 or $1,990, and then all of a sudden they increased in prices and it went up to $2,300. So I guess I was really sad that it increased by like $310, but I still really wanted the bag. So I'm glad I got it in December because I didn't know at the time that it was going to be another price increase. But that's where it's at. And then Palm Springs Mini in the PM size used to be $2,430 and now it is $2,570. So once again, it's the same increase, same amount of increase, $140. Same thing with Palm Springs Mini in the MM size. It used to be $2,570 and now it is $2,710. So $140 increase. Now let's move on to the Noes, the famous Noes. So starting with the very first one, the Noe BB. Noe BB used to be $1,480 and it jumped to $1,620. So once again, $140 price increase. I think I'm also starting to see a trend where they really like this $140 like a price tag. They've increased a lot of bags by $140, which is very like strange, but Yeah, I got my Noe BB last year and I paid 13 something. So after I got my Noe BB, I got it before October. So right after I got it, the price increased, and then the price increased again now. So I guess yeah, it went up like just within a span of like few months, even less than 6 months. It's gotten how much? It used to be, yeah, so just in the span of like 6 months or so, it went up by like $200-300, you know. Moving on to Petit Noe. So Petit Noe is 1580 and it went up to 1690. So $110 in price increase. And then Noe was 1880 and now it's at 1960. So $80 price increase. I feel like Noe, they didn't increase it as much because I feel like Noe is not as popular as Petit Noe or Noe BB. And then, so Nano Noe used to be $13.20 and now it's $13.50. So they increased that by $30. I guess that's okay. That's doable. But the fact is, it's just never available. And then now we're on to Neo Noe. So Neo Noe used to be $18.90. And now it's 2030. So it's one of those, we're back to 2030 number that they really like, but it increased basically in price by $140. And keep in mind that Neo Noe is still something that is in my list. So I do have two more bags that I really, really want. So one is a Neverfull in the Damier with pink interior is what I want. And then Neo Noe with monogram in pink is my another one that I really want. So yeah, I'm gonna have to just buy it at the new price. And then Pochette Felicie. Now this is another one of the bags that really surprised me because Pochette Felicie was like 1,000 something when I started to hunt it down, and then I couldn't find it, and when I found it, the price had already increased to 1,200 something. It didn't really work out for me, so I returned it. I have a video on it on my channel, by the way. So it didn't work out for me. I returned it, and now it is almost at 1,500. So Pochette Felicie used to be 1,240, and now it is 1,490. So almost $1,500, and for a small bag, that's a lot. It went up in prices by $250. Now, another one of the ones that really surprised me is the Pochette Accessoire. This one is this one blows my mind. It used to be $10.50 and now it's at $12.90. So it increased in price by $240. And I honestly have no idea if it's worth that amount. It probably was a little bit worth it when it was 100,000 something, but I don't know if $12.90 would be worth it. Maybe it is because you can essentially use it as a bag, but I got mine back in 2019 and I paid, at that time it was $525, and I think within the span of 2.5 years it has doubled, like more than doubled. Like now it's $12.90, which is a lot. I have the monogram version and I have always, well, not always, but like I often think about getting the Damier Azur one, but it's just like, I feel like I honestly have no idea if it's even worth it anymore. Let me know in the comment box down below if you guys would still consider purchasing it. But yeah, that's where Pochette Accessoire stands. Next up we have Multi Pochette. So this one is also one of the ones that really disappointed me. Multi Pochette was 2360, so 2360, and now it is 2570. That's a lot, and it increased in price by $210. And the fact remains, it's just never available to be purchased. Now we're gonna go on to the backpack. So Montessori BB used to be 2,500, now it is 2,640, so increased in price by $140. The PM size used to be 2,630, increased to 2,780, so it increased in price by $150. And I feel like having a price increase of something around $100 is still like doable and okay to deal with, but I feel like it's the ones that are like 300 or like beyond 250 are the ones that are really shocking. And then Odeon PM used to be $19.20 and it went up to $2,100. So $180 up. Same thing with the MM size. It used to be $20.50. Now it's $22.30, which is also $180 price increase. And I remember the first time when I started looking into getting Odeon PM, it was, I think, before October. And I remember correctly, it used to be 1,700 something. And 1,700 is so much better because you're still under that $2,000 mark. That's where I like to be. But hey, that's where it is now. Next up, we have Coussin. And oh my god, Coussin really surprised me. Coussin BB it used to be $3,500. Now it is $4,050. So increase of $550. That's a lot. One of the highest. And wait till you hear the next one. Coussin MM used to be $4,300. Now it is $5,400. Oh my god, that is like increase of $1,100. That is the craziest. I think the craziest price increase award goes to Coussin MM. Like that's there's no way. Honestly, like secretly, I've always wanted a Coussin. I think it's a really nice, like a new style bag, but with this new prices, it's out of my list basically. Now I want to talk about like a couple of SLGs, not a whole lot, but key pouch is one of the ones that I had my eye on, and it used to be $270. Now it is $325. So increase of $55 for that little thing. And I'm glad I was able to score one before the price increase. So I did buy a Monogram key pouch. I'll be doing unboxing of it very soon on my channel, but stay tuned. Next we have mini pochette. Now this one is going to shock you too, because mini pochette used to be $540 and now it is $745. So that it increased in price by $205. Now that is a huge jump. I mean, first of all, considering the size of that little bag or little pouch, it increased a lot, yes. And I feel like it's not even worth it now. I mean, I got mine in 2019, I believe. And it was at the time $325. I remember paying about $350, even including taxes. And now it's at like, it's more than doubled. And honestly, like for a little pouch that you necessarily just use inside your bag, to be paying like close to $800, like with taxes and everything, I think is a bit much. But now about toiletry pouch, I have no idea if the prices have gone up or not, because you really can't see them online, but I bet they have gone up. Because they did go up in prices last time in October, because I got mine sometime in November, December, and I had to pay the new prices even though I couldn't see the old or the new versions on the website. But I was able to find a picture of this toiletry pouch. I'll insert a picture over here. It's the one from one of the special collections. I don't know the exact name of it, but that one has stayed the same in price. I think it's $675 and it's the same. So I don't know if you guys know anything about the toiletry pouches. Let me know in the comment box down below. I'm super curious. But otherwise, this is it. This is kind of like my list of things that have gone up in prices. These are some of the most popular items. But like I said, there's so many other bags and SLGs and card holders that have gone up in prices as well. Let me know in the comment box down below if anything surprised you. For me, honestly, Neverfull surprised me the most, as well as the mini pochette and the pochette accessoire. But otherwise, I think, no, actually the Coussin surprised me the most. And then I'm also, and then I'm sad to hear about Neverfull because it's in my list of bags to get. So it kind of sucks, but I think it's inevitable. I mean, the fact that the prices are increasing helps us to maintain or have the value of the ones we already bought kind of go up, if that makes sense. It's kind of confusing, but basically what I'm trying to say is that price increases are inevitable, and at this point we just have to kind of accept it and go with it. So anyways, that does it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. As usual, if you want to ask something or have something to say, definitely leave it in the comment box down below. I love interacting with you guys. If you haven't subscribed already, please do consider subscribing. I'll see you guys in our next video very soon. Till then, take care, stay safe, bye.